is a lag in my connection today, so I hope I can go ahead with no interruptions. Yeah, as I said, it's a warm day today in Mumbai. Thank you so much. Okay, I think I'll begin now. Hi, everyone. So, how are you doing? Hope you're home and safe. As I told you, the coronavirus pandemic is not yet within control. So, please follow the precautions diligently and we'll do our best so that we can curb it as soon as possible. And a warm welcome back to my talk show on positive living. As promised, every episode will have a discussion that will help you stay focused on the positive aspects of your life, thereby enhancing you with new experiences and the joy that it brings along. So get ready to soak in some knowledge, some wisdom, and yes, lots of energy. As today we're going to talk about how to make your relationship strong and hence lifelong. Before that, yes, I would like to put in my introduction. Now, this part has been made by my daughter, and she really insisted that I have to play this video every time I go online in my talk show. So, here you go. Awesome. That would be it. So we're talking about relationship. Well, the basic concept to make a relationship work is having things in common. But what makes a relationship more passionate is having things that are different. Now, everyone wants to have that perfect relationship in their life, isn't it? And that is never to argue, have similar life goals, share equal responsibilities and commitments, and of course, to have an unconditional, eternal love in their lives. Now, think about what your actual relation looks like. Here it is: daily episodes of irritation that cannot be avoided. Even planning a small family vacation, it creates fodder for arguments. Then your partner keeps forgetting your birthdays, your anniversaries, kids' school sports days, and the list goes on. Well, relationships are messy and they're complicated, aren't they? Given its central importance in our lives, isn't it interesting to know how we are never explicitly taught on how to love? We build friendships, navigate through early romantic relationships, get married, have kids with the expectation that we will figure it out. But the truth is, we often tend to harm and disrespect the ones we love the most. So, why is it so hard to get, and why is it so easy to ignore? Well, most couples they focus on the relationship only when there are specific unavoidable problems to overcome. And once the issue is resolved, they often tend to switch back to their careers, their kids, or other interests. Now, every relation, especially the romantic ones, it requires an ongoing attention and ongoing commitment for love to flourish. So, identifying and fixing your relationship in the early stage can often prevent it from getting into something bigger way later in your lifetime. Now, the relationship dynamics and the relationship ideology, it varies from culture to culture and from places to places. So it's very important for you to be complete and a whole individual when you enter a relationship. And when I say this, way to illustrate this would be when two partners they come to the table with empty cups in their hand, they're expecting the other one to fill it for them. And that places an unfair expectation on each other. So I urge you to come to the table with your cup fully filled so that you have this opportunity of an outpour to the people around you who need your help. And that means taking responsibility of your life, of your happiness, as you alone are responsible for your happiness and nobody else is. And the other way around, too, is true. You are not responsible for anybody else's happiness. Relationship abuse has become very common these days, especially during the lockdown period due to COVID 19. Now it's instinctive to think that, oh no, we are not in such sort of relationship. But the reality remains that unhealthy relationship and abuse are all around us. We tend to look at it differently and we often ignore the connection. And when things go out of control, you tend to pause and look back and you realize that the signs were there. It's just that nobody saw or believed as to what was happening. And the reason for that is because we are constantly comparing the reality to an ideal relationship. So let's look at some thought provoking signs of an unhealthy relationship. And it begins with intensity. Now, it's not about how your relationship start that matters, but how it evolves over a period of time that truly plays a vital role in your life. As you grow in your relationship, ask yourself a very simple question. Am I being able to voice my own needs and are my requests being respected by the people around me? Well, it will give you a clarity of how your relationship is with others and whether you need to mend certain things to make it as close as possible to what you desire. On the list is isolation. This is when your new relation starts pulling you away from your family, your friends, and your support system, thereby sowing seeds of doubt about everyone in your life. Healthy relationship includes independency, and that means you have to stay connected with the family members, with the friends, with the activities that you did before you came into the new relationship. Extreme jealousy. Well, as you grow in your relationship, you might start noticing that your partner is becoming more demanding, needing to know all the time as to where you were and with whom you were with. They might even start following you everywhere, both online and off. Now, jealousy is a part of every human relation, but extreme jealousy is different. It causes possessiveness, mistrust, and tends to threaten you. And love shouldn't feel like that. Then comes belittling. Your words are used as weapons. Communications that were once fun and light-hearted turn into mean and embarrassing. Your partner starts talking about you and making fun of you in a way that it hurts, and you get these goosebumps with the thought of stepping out with your partner to go anywhere, especially for social gatherings, with the fear that you might be insulted in front of hundreds of people. And when you try to express your feelings, you're being accused of overreacting or your existence is simply being ignored. Now, isn't it pretty obvious that the partner should always back you up? Their words should build you up and not break you down. And they should always keep up with your secrets and be loyal to you. And most importantly, they should make you feel more confident and not less. And the last, which is really important in the list, is yes, volatility. With frequent makeups and breakups, as tension rises, so does volatility, leading to frequent misunderstandings, mood swings, and of course, episodes of Cold War that can go on not only for days, months, but even for indefinite period in some very extreme cases, leading to your partner not abiding by the promise of keeping the bond strong. Well, by this time, you're so much conditioned to the roller coaster ride in your relationship that you may not even realize how unhealthy and, most importantly, how dangerous your relation has become. You will hardly be able to see when your healthy love turns into an abuse. More the signs of unhealthy relationship, the more lethal it is becoming. So, if your instinct is to break up and leave the relation, which is an advice most of us give to our friends, guys, let me tell you, it is not always the best advice, as in some cases, it can result in some form of violence too. So, always take professional help and seek expert guidance on how to get your relationship back amicably or how to leave it safely. Now, understanding these signs is just not about romantic relationships, but will help you deal with any relation in your life. As understanding is the first step to improving. Now, it won't be possible for you to convert all relationships into a healthy one. Few of them you're just going to have to leave them behind. How do you define a healthy relationship? A healthy, secured relationship is the one that serves as an ongoing source of support and happiness in your life through good times and through bad times, thereby strengthening every aspect of your life. Now, falling in love, it just happens. Is that staying in love or preserving that falling in love experience that requires commitment and work, and given its rewards, guides, it's well worth the efforts. By taking steps to preserve the falling in love experience, you will definitely form a meaningful relationship that can even go for lifelong. Now, it might sound like a cliche, but let me tell you, a good relation always makes you smarter, stronger, and healthier. So, how to build a stronger relationship? Let's find out. And the number one pinnacle is nothing other than respect. You may have a conversation with your partner by talking to each other whole day, but if there's no component of mutual respect for each other, then all the things and all the talks you have are meaningless and baseless. So respect for yourself and your partner encompasses loyalty, honesty, trust, and it's a super important thing for forming that love and understanding between you and your partner. And another very important factor which you should be mindful of is respecting other significant people in your partner's life. You may not like your partner's family or his or her friend, but it's very important to respect them as you would expect the same from your partner too. Quality of relationships, yes, very important. Now, it's not just about how many friends you have in your life or whether or not you're in a committed relationship that matters, but what truly matters is the quality of your close relationships. Living in the midst of conflict can be very detrimental to your professional, to your personal, and your emotional health. For example, high conflict marriages with the very less affection, they are considered to be worse than getting a divorce. On the other hand, living in a warm, comfortable relationship does make you feel protective all the time. The three pinnacle, and that is spontaneity and predictability. In any relation, a balance of both is a must. Too much of chaos, too much unpredictability, and too many surprises can actually be kind of little overwhelming and maladaptive to your partner. On the contrary, too much planned, predictable, and no room for surprises, it can actually lead to boredom, and in some extreme cases, it might lead to infidelity. So, have a balance of spontaneity and predictability to make your relationship not only interesting but to keep it as fresh and blossoming as possible. And the last in the list is, yes, of course, fulfillment. It's very important to know your partner's needs so that you can have that understanding and the love component going on and to reflect the amount of efforts you both are putting together so that these needs are being met. Now, people who are in a securely attached relationship, they tend to have very sharp memories. And the reason being is because they know they have each other during difficult times. Now, you need not have a very smooth relationship throughout your life. You can fight day in and day out with each other, but as far as you know, you have each other's back when required during difficult times. This is not going to take a toll on your memories, and you'll have a brighter future too. Now, guys, we have covered signs of unhealthy relationship, and I've given you a few pointers on how to make your relationship stronger. Reality remains that the only people who can break a relationship are the people who are involved in the relationship, and believe me, no other external factor can do this for you. And I also advise you strongly that if you have those bickering or those arguments going on amongst each other, please don't allow a third person to intervene. Taking advice from someone else, like your family or your friends, is really good, but getting them interfere in your arguments is a bad idea. It might cause deep wounded hurt to your partner, which can go on for a very long time. So please, once you cool down, think about it, sit together, and you will definitely work out some solution for both of you to keep your relationship going on very strong. So, what about you? You may be in your 20s, 30s, 40s. How does leaning into your relationship look like? Guys, relationship is not a game, so I have a score. Well, be forgiving, be kind, compassionate, loving, caring, and most of all, say thank you to your partner when they do or say something nice to you. You know, act of small kindness can mean the world to the people who love you the most. And it could be as simple as replacing that screen time with people time, or livening up that stale relationship by doing something new together, like maybe going out for long walks, holding each other's hands, or going on your date nights. Wow, that's wonderful. You should do it so that you can keep rekindling that romance back in your life, or reaching out to that family member or a friend with whom you haven't spoken to for years. A good relationship is built with good people around you. So what keeps it going is we can practice these things of forming good relationship all the time, and it will make us definitely a better person. But I have to tell you this, that I don't promise you that you will become perfect in this, as relationship is a process which requires everyday commitment and support from everyone in your family. It's just not about romantic relationships that matters. And people who truly live a blessed lives are the ones who have leaned into their relations with their family, with their friends, and with their community. Now, while love is an instinct and it is an emotion, the ability to love better is a skill which we can build and improve on over time. I'd like to end with a very strong quote for today, and that is, the success in your life truly depends on the strength of your relationships. So please make them as strong as possible. And I wish you all Godspeed in everything and anything you do in your life. Guys, I hope you liked the discussion I had today with you. It was really mesmerizing for me to have you people around with me. This is a very important topic in our lives. It's a must to have good relations, and these points, I really did a good research on what is different. We all know love, compassion, trust, honesty, but what is different that can really keep your relationship going are really strong points. And believe me, I had clients when I told them this strategy and I told them to use it. It has helped them a lot, and I would love to share the testimonials maybe next time. Thanks a lot, everyone. It was a pleasure having you all on board for my talk show. Guys, I would love to hear from you, your views and your comments as to what topic you want me to discuss in my next talk show. And I'll try to cover as many points as possible. So I had got requests by people, by friends. stating that rather than having guests on your show, can you please continue the talk show by you talking alone? And that made me feel really good about myself. So I'm really glad that the people are liking it. Yes, I'll be back soon with more interesting topic, and sharp 6 o'clock my talk show always begins. I will try to upload this as soon as possible to other social media platforms. Till then, all you guys, please stay strong, stay positive, take good care of yourself. Good night and bye bye.